Did you always know you wanted to be a scientist?
I didn't, but I always knew I wanted to be in space exploration. And when I was little, I didn't know if I wanted to be an engineer or an astronaut or a scientist or something else, but I knew I wanted to be involved in that stuff.
Yeah, where were you? How old? Okay, 50 years ago in July of 1969, when already we'd had a couple Apollo missions, but Apollo 11 placed humans on the moon for the first time. How old were you, and what do you remember about that?
I was in grade school. I was watching it in my parents', bedroom on the biggest TV we had with my brother and my sister. Just laying on the floor watching, I don't know, Walter Cronkite or somebody. We had a color TV. It was pretty impressive.
And did that influence your decision, or were you already hooked on space and science?
I was done way before that. Somewhere a few years before that, I got the bug for astronomy and space exploration. And maybe there's a fine line between being in the groove and stuck in a rut, but it's all I ever wanted to do.
Excellent. And within astrophysics and astronomy, that's really broad. How did you settle on planetary science and like our solar system? Because there's so many things you could concentrate on.
Right. Well, what I really like about the planets and the study of the solar system is you can actually go to these places. The distances to the stars are so much greater that I knew even as a kid growing up that we would never send spaceships to those places. And every time, as we talked about earlier, we sent a first mission somewhere and we found out how wrong we were. I became convinced, like with astronomy and far away things, there's no hope to get it right, despite brilliant people working on it with amazing tools. We're always going to have some crude approximation, but with the planets, the rubber actually meets the road. You can send rovers, you can send landers, you can get samples, you can do orbiters, you can go to new places with cameras and spectrometers and figure it out. And that's what I wanted to do. And the United States has led the entire opening era of solar system exploration. Over 50 years, as you say, all these different Congresses and administrations and NASA leaders and so forth. And I think for all history, this couple of generations, basically our parents' generation of scientists and engineers and ours, we opened the solar system. And, this is where Star Trek begins. This is the best stuff there is.
Yeah. And in these intervening years since Apollo 11, besides New Horizons, what are some of the greatest in your estimation? What do you think are some of the greatest achievements of our space programs?
What isn't? I mean, think we've revolutionized communications on the planet. We've revolutionized weather and climate forecasting. We've revolutionized surveillance, which means we live in a safer world, right? None of this kind of guesswork, back Cuban Missile Crisis time stuff, right? Can't be surprised the same way anymore. We've revolutionized knowledge, written the textbooks from scratch. We've had humans walk on another world. We put driverless cars, robots driving around Mars, right? We're planning for missions to ocean worlds. I mean, it sounds like science fiction, but it's not.
And the
Stuff.
Hubble, the increase of knowledge
All
from
that,
all
all
these
that.
from space
And,
telescopes.
and we build these, and the technologies that come out of it, are they're just tremendous in terms of that the whole reason we had a miniaturized electronics and home computers and cell phones to begin with is because of the need to miniaturize things for space exploration. But the best is that so many kids get turned on to STEM careers in engineering and science, computer science, mathematics, electrical engineering, mechanical engineering, physics, all the things that fuel our tech economy. They get hooked on all this hard stuff because space exploration is such a magnet. And then almost everybody goes out and does other things. They invent the internet, or some app or whatever it might be. But really space, I think, is the spark for so many people. That's probably the best spinoff. The best the best thing we've ever done is all the people we've inspired that have made the tech revolution that's the world we live in today.